Hey everyone, it's me Jenny, and I'm here with a channeled message and oracle pull for you today. Lately I've been finding that as much as I talk about it, I myself, I've been having a hard time with routines and schedules and making sure that I fit everything into my day-to-day, the way that I see it. I'll write it down, I will block it out, I will, hold myself accountable. But what I have been trying to practice lately is ebb and flow, what I've been saying to you guys, ebb and flow, and allowing myself to see the possibilities and the good in change of routine, or when something happens that will throw me off my schedule, which happens a lot, especially if you're a parent. I am a parent, and it seems like every day I could have my schedule set in stone, and a whole bunch of other things will come into play and change everything up for me, and I have to adapt and go with the flow and figure it out. So I find myself sitting there and rewriting my schedule and trying to still fit everything in. And okay, this came up, now I gotta try this and I gotta try that, and we're gonna fit it in this way. But the last few days, I have been trying to not think so much on how am I going to rework my schedule while I am in an event or a situation that changed it. Because I'm starting to recognize that these situations that happen, it's called life. And that's living. It's experience. And it's being present in those events and being 100% invested with the people that are with me and the experiences that we're having. And it's opening me up to realizing that those are so important to be invested in and to be present in, because we're so busy. And I know I'm speaking for myself, but I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, that we get so busy thinking and pre-planning and organizing our lives and structuring and trying to fit it all in as if time is running out. But you're in it right now. You're in the thick of it. Every moment you're in the thick of whatever it is you're experiencing, whether it's happiness or sadness, whether it's stressful or peaceful. There's a lot to be learned in each situation that we are given. There's so much growth that can be taken in every single situation. So I am really, really trying to rewire my brain and hold myself accountable, and to remind myself, if I even have to put a rubber band on my wrist and snap it every time I start pre-planning and scheduling and try to reorganize my day, I just have to remember to go with the flow. These things happen. They're not bad. It's not bad that I can't stick to a routine. In fact, it may be a blessing in disguise. And it goes back to perception and how I'm viewing it. And I am choosing to stop viewing the distractions or the change-ups as negative, but as positive, as, okay, the universe sent me another thing to experience today, and I'm going to enjoy this fully, whatever it is. And I was channeling the song when I was feeling this earlier, when I was really thinking about it. And I was channeling the song. It goes, these are the moments. It's, and these are the moments I thank God that I'm alive. And these are the moments I'll remember all my life. I found all I waited for, and I couldn't have asked for more. Like, that's a really beautiful song. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it, but I honestly, I don't really listen to that song. It's not in my playlist. I haven't heard it in a really long time, but after spending the morning with my parents and helping them, that song came to mind, because it's times like that, like those quality time that you have with your loved ones, especially if they're getting older, and people that have taken care of you your whole life, and then to spend time with them and to hear their stories and to hear their experiences or their takes on things, maybe even like for me, from my childhood, and their views on things that were happening. I know we got into conversations earlier today about when I was younger, Nintendo and video gaming and their experiences with playing it and mine playing it, and just to hear, because when you're a child, you don't know. You don't realize their experiences or really pay attention to it, but to hear it from their perspective as an adult, it's fun, it's enlightening, it's beautiful, it's great, because now I'm a mother. And I'm hoping one day my children see me in the light that I see my parents. But it like literally comes full circle, and it's eye-opening, and it's a great feeling to be at the middle of your life, where I'm at, in the middle of the road, where I've been here long enough to know better, but not as long as those that know more before me. And it's like, I have the young ones that are coming up and learning, and then the older ones that I still lean in on. And to be in that middle of the crossroad between the two generations is quite an amazing place to be. And I gather, like the middle of the road, or where I'm at now, people would call like the time of life where people would have like a midlife crisis. But I think that's because you hit a certain age and you've gained so much experience and wisdom that it can be scary. It can drive a person to fall down a rabbit hole and become depressed if you're not thinking in a positive way. I feel like it could go one way or the other for people. You could either become extremely depressed and pull yourself inward, or you could take everything that you've experienced and use it to teach others and to be better, and to be a better version of yourself, learn from your experiences and mistakes, and to do better the next time, and to keep growing. And I think that's where the fork in the road happens for a lot of us. Some people go one way and some people go the other. And I know for myself, I choose to face life with a positive mindset and not to allow myself to be victim to negative mentality or thinking, or to hold myself in victim mentality to all the things that have happened to me up to this point. I look at those things now as lessons learned and experiences that have shaped me for who I am. So today's message really is to remember your mindset and perception. And if you're in a situation that you're starting to think negatively, and I know there's some people out there that are going through some horrible situations, not the greatest of times, but to say to yourself out loud, even so you can hear it, one thing that you're grateful for. Because I feel like when you express, at least for myself, when I express the one thing that I'm grateful for, I feel like the tension leave my body. I feel like a weight lifted. I feel peace. I feel like my heart chakra opens. And then it's like immediately after I say one thing I'm thankful for, I can't help but follow it with some more stuff that I'm thankful for. And it just kind of like, all of a sudden I realize how much I actually am grateful for, and how this one thing, even if it could be huge and it could be really gut-wrenching, it can't take away from all the other things that I have, because it could be so much worse. So it's like a reminder, like a checkpoint of where I'm at and how grateful I am. And it opens me up to receiving love and to receiving guidance and to, it just puts me in a much better mind space. And so I did pull 2 cards from my Archangel Michael Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And the first one I got out is, you created the situation and you have the power to change it. So that's basically like what I was just saying. You know, no matter what the situation is, you do have the power to change it. First and foremost, in your mindset and how you're perceiving it. How do you take the information that's being given to you, the situation that's right in front of you, and what do you do with it? You could have 10 people all given the same situation, and each person is going to walk out of the situation with a different outcome because of how they perceived it in the moment that it happened. What did they do with that information in lifetime? How did they perceive it? What did they turn it into creatively? And the next card we got out is positive thoughts create positive results. Again, so true. Keeping your mind. And I know it can be so hard sometimes, especially if you are going through some stuff. You're probably thinking, I can't be positive. Too much bad has happened. But really forcing yourself, that's where self-accountability comes in. You are in charge of your mind. No one else but you. You are in control of your thoughts and what you do with them and what you create and the thoughts that you give attention to. Don't pay attention to the negative thoughts. Start practicing as soon as a negative thought comes into your mind to cancel it out with a positive one. And I know it's a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of training and a lot of practice. God knows I'm still working on it myself. I have negative thoughts creep in there on a daily, and I dismiss them and I force myself to think on a positive note. And for me, it has helped. Being positive and sharing positive words to people and being a part of this collective and sharing my experiences and helping others through theirs has healed me in a way. It has opened me up to being more lovable and has made me see the world with a different lens, a much brighter lens, a much more compassionate and empathetic lens. It's a much better place to be. And whether it's right or it's wrong, or you agree or don't, it works for me, and I'm happy looking at life from a positive point of view, a happier, more peaceful mentality. For me, it has been life-changing. And the message for you today that I just felt like you needed to hear is, no matter what you're going through, say one thing you're grateful for, and you'd be surprised when you start listing off the things that you're grateful for, how much your whole demeanor, your whole energy shifts into a lighter vibration, a higher and lighter vibration. And that is your message for today. I really hope to help someone. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.